First at noon, we begin with a live look outside at Honolulu Harbor with our tower cam. It is a first alert weather day as we continue to track a cold front and the threat of heavy rains and flash flooding for Oahu, Kauai, and Niihau. Rain has been pouring down on Nimitz Highway for most of the day, causing ponding and hazardous driving conditions. Take a look at that. And emergency responders are urging residents and visitors to be safe and smart if they plan on being outside in these conditions. Annalisa Burgos joins us live from the Pali Lookout with a look. Annalisa.
Hey guys, hey Ash, we're here. It's been on and off actually. I know a lot of you who were on the roads this morning got the brunt of that first alert weather day because of the showers that came in the central Oahu, north Oahu shores as well. And we're seeing that here on the Pali Lookout. It's been like this pretty much since we arrived. Earlier we had hoped that it wasn't going to be as bad, but let me just show you real quickly. The weather started getting a little bit rougher. You can see people still here hiking actually under these conditions. The parking lot here, people coming in and out, hikers looking to still kind of get a view of Kailua and that area right there, the beautiful lookout. But it is kind of a dreary day out here. Again, as we've been talking about, first alert weather day for Oahu and Kauai. And it's just another reminder to be aware of your surroundings. As we drove up here, a lot of ponding and flooding expected for a flood watch. So again, be safe out there, especially on the roads. Reporting here in Nuuanu, Pali Lookout, Annalisa Burgos. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Annalisa. Here we are at 12:02 on a Thursday. First of all, it's a first alert weather day. Let's show you what we are tracking. A flood watch is in effect for Niihau, Kauai, and the island of Oahu. Heavy rains, isolated thunderstorms, and a high surf advisory is still in effect until 6 a.m. on Friday. Kind of give you the overall picture right now. Kauai, you've got some overcast skies. Maui, partly cloudy skies with some sunshine. Hawaii Island, for the most part, is on the drier side, but you can see the showers as these are lining up here. That's that cold front, and it's sitting over Oahu, and it's pulling up moisture from the southwest. And as it does that, now here's the thing, it doesn't take a whole lot of rain because we're already saturated here on the island of Oahu. So with this concentration of rain, and some of those showers are heavy at times, that could be a problem as we go through. I'm going to go a deeper dive into this coming up in just a little bit from now, right here on Hawaii News Now. Jonathan has your traffic.
Yes, like you were saying, Billy, it's pretty saturated, and you probably won't be able to escape any of the wet conditions right now. We're going to start with a camera out in the leeward coast on Farrington Highway. We're told earlier there was some flooding occurring and it was causing problems with traffic, so be aware of that as you head into the leeward coast. But pretty much if you head any part of the island today, we're going to go to the Kapolei area. Kualaka'i Parkway is not as heavy, but you see it's still very wet. Let's get to the H1, H2 interchange. We did have a major accident here a little while ago. That has since been cleared. Now let's get to the Pali right now. If you're going to take the Liki right now, looking pretty good as far as the wet conditions are. And let's get to the Pali Highway. You can see it's still very, very wet out there. So overall, very wet day today. So have that aloha, have that patience for each other as you make your way onto the roadways. Ashley, back to you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Billy. And stay with Hawaii News Now for updates on the flood watch and what areas could see those heavy rains. Make sure to download our free HNN weather app. Well, the state has begun emergency repair work on a section of Kamehameha Highway near Kualoa Regional Park due to erosion. Inspectors on Monday found that the roadway was being undermined and had the potential to fail. So repairs began on Tuesday as crews build a boulder revetment or sloping wall to keep the ocean from taking away the only roadway for thousands of windward Oahu residents.
What they are doing is absolutely necessary. Otherwise, Ko'olapoko gets cut off from Ko'olauloa. You have an entire coastline that starts to get stranded.
The Transportation Department will declare the area a traffic emergency zone so that the work can continue. Repairs are scheduled to last 15 days with the work scheduled weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. New at noon, at least 7 people are dead after a business plane crashed while trying to land at a regional airport in North Carolina, about 45 miles south of Charlotte. The plane took off from the airport at 10 this morning their time, then crashed and caught on fire. Firefighters and the National Transportation Safety Board are on the scene.
We have no information on any cause. The airport now is closed until further notice. It'll take some time to get the debris off the runway to get it safe again.
The plane is registered to retired NASCAR driver Greg Biffle. Now to the latest on the search for the gunman who killed 2 students at Brown University. Investigators have released new images of a person they're trying to identify. They say he's not a suspect, but he may be able to lead them to the shooter. Tom Hansen reports from Rhode Island.
Investigators are expanding their search, now looking for this person who they say was in proximity with the man suspected of opening fire inside a Brown University classroom Saturday.
This person was in the vicinity where the subject of interest was, close enough that we feel that we need to speak with them.
Brown officials confirmed Wednesday there is no video of the shooter inside the building and said they've turned over all surveillance video.
Are you satisfied with the amount of video that's been released?
I think we're making good progress. Hopefully the public understands that the path that the person of interest has taken, at least as far as we know to date, has been exclusively in a residential neighborhood. And so the painstaking police work that it requires to gather that video means going door to door, talking to homeowners, asking to see their cameras, sitting with them for hours to sort through it.
The suspected gunman's path has been traced with video from residents and businesses, but police are now canvassing a larger part of the nearby neighborhood.
At some point, we're going to catch that break, and that break could mean someone getting in a car with a plate. That break could mean he taking his mask off. That break could mean maybe getting into an apartment, and it's that puzzle and that key evidence that will lead us to that person.
Does that mean that right now, given the footage that you have, it's pretty much impossible or very challenging to identify this person of interest?
It's challenging, but I got faith in the public. I got faith in our community.
And despite this manhunt now entering its 6th day, a former FBI official says the shooter could still be in the area laying low to evade police. Meanwhile, the mayor told us there is no reason to believe that there is a threat to this community, given all of the stepped up police patrols. Tom Hansen, CBS News, Providence, Rhode Island.
Here at home, more consequences for the punch that left a school official unconscious. The Department of Education has permanently banned a couple from all of its properties. It's the first ban of its kind. Mahealani Richardson has the story.
State sheriffs were on hand today, and dozens of people filled the courtroom and lined the halls to support the woman who got hit.
Outside of court, Moanalua High School's assistant athletics director Natalie Iwamoto got words of encouragement from supporters. On December 4th, after a heated basketball game, video shows a couple confronting Iwamoto, who weighs 135 pounds. A large man punches her, which sent her over a toddler and flying onto the pavement.
Natalie Iwamoto did not want to speak publicly, but I did talk to her briefly. She has no outward physical sign of the attack, but she did say she suffered a concussion and had swelling in her face.
Akusutino Noga, who's an adult corrections officer, and his wife, Jamie Lee Noga, appeared in district court for a temporary restraining order hearing, and they brought a baby girl with them. The Nogas are banned for life from all state DOE property.
The egregiousness of the behavior that happened definitely calls for a permanent statewide ban on all DOE property.
The judge also granted Iwamoto's TRO against them for 3 years. It means they cannot contact, threat, or harass Iwamoto. But in court, Mr. Noga asked an unusual question.
Okay, can I get a photo of them? I don't know who these people are. So.
Okay, so I'm not going to order that.
Mr. Noga has pleaded not guilty to second-degree assault, and both ignored HNN's questions as they were escorted by state sheriffs.
Mr. Noga, what do you have to say to these people here who are here to support Natalie? Mrs. Noga, do you have anything to say to us today? Nothing? Any words for the public?
Outside of court, roughly 100 people from the school and athletics community clapped for Iwamoto, which left her in tears. All condemned the violence.
It's just unacceptable. More needs to be done. You know, Nat was at the receiving end of it, but it happens time and time again.
I think she bears a lot of the burden of what's going on and how this will impact high school athletics moving forward.
Sports leaders say they want safer games, and the DOE says it's working with principals and athletic directors to review safety protocols.
Now, Mr. Noga's trial is in February 9th, and the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation has launched its own investigation. Back to you.
Thank you, Mahia. We are getting a look at the getaway vehicle used in a deadly shooting in Halava. HPD says 3 gunmen took off in this silver Kia Soul last Thursday. 19-year-old Aaron Lucky was shot and killed as he tried to run into the Halava housing complex. The car was last seen driving down Salt Lake Boulevard toward Aloha Stadium. Police say they recovered the Kia in Kalihi last Friday. All 3 suspects are still on the run. Call Crime Stoppers if you have any tips. A man convicted of sexually assaulting 2 children under 14 years old while they were in their mother's care was sentenced yesterday. 33-year-old Bryson Mahoy will serve 20 years in prison for continuous sexual assault against a minor and promoting child abuse. The children's mother was sentenced last month to 4 years in prison after prosecutors said she did not protect them. A federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit that claimed Maui Police Chief John Pelletier helped rapper Sean Diddy Combs cover up a gang rape in California. The lawsuit alleged that Pelletier worked for Combs 7 years ago when he was a Las Vegas police captain. Pelletier has denied the allegations and said the phone records and emails prove that he was on duty 400 miles away from the alleged assault. Now, Pelletier is still upset with Mayor Richard Bisson, who asked the police commission to put him on leave when the lawsuit was filed back in March.
I said, let me get this straight. You won't give me 60 minutes? He said no. I said, when this is all done and the police commission doesn't take the action that you want and it's proven to be false, are you going to publicly apologize? He said, quote, I am the mayor. I apologize to no one.
In a statement, Mayor Bisson extended his aloha and compassion to Pelletier and his family and said his administration and the Maui Police Department remain committed to working together. The statement did not include an apology. Pelletier's attorney says they are looking at possible legal action against those who filed the complaint. Honolulu's prosecutor says charges will not be filed against the police officer who killed an armed man at Ke'ehi Small Boat Harbor. During a 6-hour standoff back in June, Christian Lattimore fired a pellet rifle at a boat, assaulted the owner, and refused to surrender after officers tried to tase him and used pepper spray. Eventually, he came out of his boat and pointed his pellet rifle at police, tried to slash his neck with a sword, and then reached again for his rifle.
He no doubt knew he's an Army veteran. He's got a rifle that looks just like a shotgun. And he knew when you point that at the SSD officers in the 2 different locations that they were likely to respond back by shooting him.
A toxicology screening found methamphetamine in Lattimore's system. Ahead on This Is Now, new ideas for HPD to fill vacancies and keep veteran officers from retiring. Plus this.
President Trump signs an order easing some restrictions on marijuana. I'm Erica Brown with more on that and the president's year-end address to the nation.
back, a task force that's been studying ways to increase staffing at HPD presented its ideas to the Police Commission yesterday. The group, started by Councilwoman Andrea Tupola, says financial incentives need to be part of the plan to recruit and retain officers and civilians. Combined, the department has more than 600 vacancies. A housing and parking stipend plus other non-financial changes were also recommended. The report could impact the Commission's search for HPD's next leader. The union plans to start meeting early next year to push forward what they can. Well, President Trump is moving ahead with an executive order that could expand access to marijuana for many Americans. Erica Brown has more details from the White House.
President Trump signed an executive order marking the most significant shift in marijuana drug policy in decades.
We have people begging for me to do this, people that are in great pain.
The executive order expedites rescheduling of marijuana from a Schedule I drug to a Schedule III drug. It does not change federal criminal penalties for marijuana possession or expand access for recreational use, but it does increase medical marijuana research.
The facts compel the federal government to recognize that marijuana can be legitimate in terms of medical applications when carefully administered.
The move comes after President Trump touted his administration's policies and accomplishments during a primetime address to the nation Wednesday, focusing much of his remarks on the economy.
Inflation has stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down.
New data released Thursday shows inflation cooled in November. The Consumer Price Index rose 2.7% from the same time last year. But some Democrats say the president used the speech to exaggerate his economic achievements.
For 18 minutes, the president last night tried to convince Americans the sky is green, that trees can walk. He yelled at the camera and said that things are somehow going great, even though costs are up.
Recent CBS News polling finds a majority of people surveyed, 76%, say their income is not keeping up with inflation rates. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Thank you very much, Erica. 12:19 right now. Let's take a look real quickly here. High surf advisory in effect from Niihau to Moloka'i's north and west shores to north shore of Maui. North shore 14 to 18 feet right now. West side 8 to 12. It's going to get smaller by the time we get to tomorrow. Coming up, I'm going to let you know where the rain is and when it's going to end and when the trade winds will be back. That's coming up next on This Is Now.
First Alert Weather with Billy V.
Welcome back to 1221 here on a Thursday. The jet stream, the Pacific jet stream, has dipped down close to our islands. And what it's doing is it's kind of doing a curve and bringing some wet weather our way here across the Hawaiian Islands. And then it goes and stretches back up to the Pacific Northwest. So let's go ahead and take a look real quickly here. Kauai's got overcast skies, partly sunny skies for Maui County, and Hawaii is not seeing any of the moisture from this cold front that's coming through. So it's lifting and going actually up. It'll go up to the north and pick up. And as it does, it's pulling up deep tropical moisture. You can see some of the showers that are just off of the island of Oahu, some of that coming around near Ewa Beach, Waipahu area there. As we pull out, you can see there's still some more moisture that are going to be coming in for the next couple of hours. So expect that. And here's the thing. We've got all of this moisture out there, and we're already saturated with water. So it's not going to take much to have some minor flooding here on the island of Oahu. So we're watching this carefully for you. Here's the timetable. 76 degrees outside. We've got the showers that are happening right now, west-southwesterly winds. As we go through the rest of the day, you can see we're still going to have some showers, but by the time we get to maybe 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock this evening, those showers will back off. Your commute should be a little bit better than it was this morning, and we'll start to have partly cloudy skies as we go into the evening. 7-day forecast for you once again today. First alert weather day because of all that moisture still coming in out there. It'll start to back off once we get to Friday. We'll be a little bit more dry. We'll get to trade wind weather, and look at this. Saturday, light trades. Sunday, Monday, those are probably regular trade winds or a little bit stronger, but we get towards Tuesday, Wednesday in this next week. That's going to be 15 to 20 plus mile per hour winds with some locally higher gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Some strong winds, but once again, this is still 6 days out. We'll talk more about this when we get a little bit later on into the weekend, but right now, first alert weather day today. So today, make sure you take the rain jacket with you. Use the windshield wipers when you're driving home, and have a safe drive. Mahalo for watching Hawaii News Now. And we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more from Ashley on This Is Now.
End the show with some good news. Honolulu City Lights is mixing holiday cheer with green and white tonight as the long-running tradition celebrates the University of Hawaii athletics. Casey Lund has the details.
Aloha from Honolulu, Hawaii. Grateful to be in, although we've had some inclement weather. We're hoping maybe things clear up a little bit this evening, because what a celebration we have. A mayor honoring a very special athlete, Kansei Matsuzawa, the Tokyo Toe, and really the whole UH athletics department. Chastity Santiago is the director of facility, or the public information officer for the Department of Facility Maintenance. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. First, I want to talk to my friend Sherry Kajiwara, the Friends of Honolulu City Lights. And this is just a spectacular tree. We've been showing some of these city department trees. This is Best in Show, right? Tell me a little bit about this one.
Yes, this is the Best in Show winner, and this year the theme is Navigating by the Stars. So if you come and see all of the trees, they're all fashioned after that theme. This was our winner, Hokulea, which is a great time for me to give a plug to the 2025 Christmas ornament.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Santa is on the Hokulea.
Yep.
So if you haven't gotten your ornament this year, come and grab them because they're going to go out. Go to honolulucitylights.org to find out where you can pick these up and add them to your collection.
Yeah, and you know what? Honolulu City Lights is far from over, right?
We're at the halfway point.
Yeah.
We're open all the way until New Year's Day. So come down and take a look. A lot of things happening the rest of this month. Santa visits. We've got free milk and cookies this weekend coming up, and free movie nights. So again, honolulucitylights.org.
Yeah, for all the details. And then we want to talk about tonight. What an exciting time. Chastity, tell us a little bit about UH Athletics Night. This is exciting.
Yes, so tonight is going to be our UH night, where we're going to be having members of the bands, football team, men's basketball, softball team, and then Mayor will be giving a special proclamation to none other than Tokyo Toe.
Yeah, very excited for that. What should people know if they want to come down and check that out? Obviously, maybe bring an umbrella, but you know, the city's great. We've got the inside here. You can get a little relief if it is wet weather.
So we will be having free parking in the Civic Center parking structure. It's free after 4:30, and the festivities will kick off at about 6 p.m. We'll also have the Hawaiian Airlines Serenaders from 6:15 to 7, and then that proclamation will be around 7:15 with none other than Mayor Blangiardi.
Very good. Awesome. And so much to see. And if you missed any of that, this really is the week. Next week as well, to come and check out Honolulu City Lights. If you haven't done so yet, it's always changing, always going. And then don't forget Thomas Square, the light show that's happening out there. So much festive things to do. A lot of it very free for you and your family. We'll send things back to you for now.
Sounds good, Case. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching This Is Now. We're going to have more on the First Alert Weather Days coming up on First at 4 right here on KHNL.